still got my own. I still got my own. I still got my own. I still got my own.
¿Qué pasó, pinche perro? It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl hitting you up with another video. Did you see the shit? Did you see the shit? This is the Marcos Maidana versus Adrien Broner post-fight video. The boxing world saw the truth about Adrien Broner on Saturday night. In one of the most exciting fights of the year, Marcos Maidana defeated and exposed Adrien Broner for the hype job that he is. I was looking forward to this fight since it was first announced. Leading up to the fight, this was going to be Adrien Broner's biggest test of his career. Broner was being matched up against the big puncher and proven fighter in Marcos Maidana. Now, the last time we saw Broner, he ended up getting a controversial decision victory over Malignaggi in a fight where I felt Broner got a gift decision. Broner, however, does deserve a lot of credit because he chose to have the biggest fight of his career right after having a lackluster performance versus Malignaggi. If you saw the fight, you know that this shit did not get off to a slow start. There was action from the very first round. You saw Maidana land a right hand that had Broner stumbling back and had him up against the ropes for a good portion of that round. Early in the second round, Adrien Broner went down for the first time in his career. Maidana looked like he was going to throw a hook to the body. He ended up bringing the shot up through the hook to the head. Maidana had been throwing a lot of body punches in the first round, so when Maidana threw that hook, you know, Broner put his hands down expecting a body shot and got caught flush with that hook to the head. He got up, he started doing like a little dance and shit. And he reminded me of this time when Berto had got dropped. You know, him and Berto, they got the same dance moves. And once he got up, Broner immediately tried to hold, but Maidana just kept letting his hands go and was landing big shots as Broner was up against the ropes trying to get his legs back. Broner did get his legs back in the third round, and he started making it a relatively competitive fight as he started counterpunching Maidana, and it seemed like he started taking Maidana's shots better as well. The problem was Broner's output in punches, it just wasn't enough to discourage Maidana, who was very active in this fight, throwing in combinations and landing a lot of those big shots versus Broner, whose defense was not effective in this fight. Maidana's high work rate and made Broner very uncomfortable, and he was never really able to adjust to the type of pressure that Marcos Maidana was bringing. Now, I give Adrien Broner a lot of props for showing heart in this fight. He didn't quit like Victor Ortiz did when Maidana started whooping his ass. In the 8th round, Maidana landed a right hook to the body, then he brought a left hook to the head, which dropped Broner for the second time in the fight. Broner got up, he survived that round, which also included Maidana getting a point deduction for an intentional headbutt. You know, Broner put up a bad acting job as he threw himself to the canvas and he was trying to buy himself some time because he was still hurt from that knockdown. He got hurt again in the 9th round, and Maidana was just too much for an overhyped Broner. Now, once again, I give Adrien Broner a lot of props for showing the type of heart that he had in this fight. You know, he got his ass whooped, but he toughed it out and made it all 12 rounds. But the fact of the matter is, Adrien Broner got exposed versus Marcos Maidana. And this time there was no room to make excuses for Adrien Broner's performance. And you do have some motherfucking conspiracy theories floating around, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. But when I made videos in the past where I was speaking about Adrien Broner, I told you that Adrien Broner's a good fighter. You know, he's talented. He's physically gifted. But in terms of the way that he was attempting to portray himself, he was a fraud. He's phony. And that's why people were calling him Baby Floyd, because he was trying to act like he was Floyd Mayweather. And in terms of talent, he was being hyped as if he was going to be the next Mayweather. And hype only gets you so far. Sooner or later, you're going to have to prove that the hype is real, that it's the truth. And this is just like the situation with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was getting all the fame and recognition because of his father, his shared the same name as his father, so he was getting hyped up as if he was going to be the next Chavez. But once it came time for him to prove himself versus Sergio Martinez, you saw the truth come out. Now again, just like with Adrien Broner, I give a lot of props for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for exhibiting a lot of heart versus Sergio Martinez, because he even tried to make a rally in the 12th and almost came back. But he got exposed. All that hype was bullshit. And just like with Adrien Broner, he showed heart versus Marcos Maidana. But once it came time to prove himself, he wasn't able to adjust. And you saw the real shit come out. You know, when you feel comfortable, it's easy to portray a role. But once you're out of your comfort zone and shit ain't going your way, that's when you see the real shit come out. And Adrien Broner was exposed. You know, he's fool's gold. And Broner had many opportunities to come back in this fight. Maidana did some dirty shit and headbutted Broner. He had a point taken away. That helped him out because Broner had just finished getting knocked down, so that kind of evened out the round. The ref constantly warned Broner about pushing off, but he never took a point away, even when Maidana was hit after the bell by Broner in the 11th round. That helped him out because had Broner been able to make adjustments, he could have made it a close fight on points. But he was just never able to produce anything effective. Because he was thoroughly beaten by Marcos Maidana, a lot of the fans who used to damage control in the past for Adrien Broner's lackluster performances, it's hard for them to damage control now because there's really no excuses for this fight. Although there have been wild conspiracy theories that have been circulating days after the fight, those conspiracy theories basically say that after the 11th round, Alex Ariza administered something to Marcos Maidana in the corner, and it's alleged that whatever was administered was illegal, and that's what helped Marcos Maidana win the fight. That to me is kind of reaching. I know that these are the holidays and they say that miracles happen around this time. That's kind of like wishing on a star right there. But I'm on y'all side, because I did some investigating, because I wanted to get down to the bottom of this shit. And I found out what really went down. I had the motherfuckers from CSI team up with the MIB. They neuralized some motherfuckers. I sent Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker out to Macau to see if Alex Ariza got that shit from China when he was over there with Brandon Rios. And they found out the truth. According to Mulder and Scully, Alex Ariza has close ties with Goku. And during Maidana's training camp, him and Goku went out to Korin Tower. While they were there, Maidana trained in the motherfucking hyperbolic chamber with Piccolo. And he trained in that motherfucker for 3 years. On the outside, it was 3 months, but it was 3 years on the inside. Broner wasn't ready for no shit like that. Then before they rolled out, Goku got hooked up with some sensu beans. Right? Y'all follow me? Now, when that 11th round happened, Goku was in the front row. He was over there sitting next to Richard Schaefer, if y'all watch the fight again. When Maidana was dazed in the corner, you could hear Goku screaming at Ariza. He was like, "Motherfucker, the sensu beans." And Alex Ariza was like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're right." And I took the image, I took the video of what Alex Ariza was doing. We sent that shit to NASA, and they was able to blow up the picture, and we found out. Y'all can clearly see right there a motherfucking sensu bean. This was some bullshit. Alex Ariza clearly cheated. He giving this motherfucker something that they get of goddamn Saiyans. I want Alex Ariza banned for life from boxing, and I want that motherfucker Goku arrested. And we'll see in Broner's next fight whether or not this loss to Maidana has broken his spirit. There's a good possibility he can bounce back from this loss. It all depends how this has affected him mentally. If you like the beat, go ahead and subscribe to the homie 22 Ryko. He's the one that hooked up this beat. I will put a link in the description to his channel. And as always, if you like this shit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This is your homeboy Quetzalcoatl, signing the fuck on now.